Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good morning everyone. So here in the yesterday class we were discussing about the orthogonality. So here also we have discussed linear transformation. So here we'll just revise orthogonality and the linear transformation and we'll take some problems on this. So here orthogonality. So here if we take two vectors, they are said to be orthogonal to each other if the dot product between those two vectors is equal to 0. So here we have considered the vectors u1, u2 up to un. So suppose if they are pairwise orthogonal vectors, then these vectors they will be having the unit length. So here we can write the pair ui dot uj is equal to 0. That is the dot product of two vectors. It will be equal to 0. Suppose if I is not equal to j. Suppose if we take the dot product of the same vector, then it will be equal to 1. So it is not orthonormal. That is, they are not orthogonal to each other. So they will be parallel to each other. So and also here in general we can write that ui dot uj, it will take the value 1 if I is equal to j, and it will take the value 0 if I is not equal to j. And also in terms of delta, you can write this as ui dot uj is equal to delta ij, where delta ij is equal to 0 if I is not equal to j, and it takes the value 1 if I is equal to j. So here this is with respect to the orthonormal set of vectors. So on this we'll take problems. So before that, we'll just revise the linear transformation also. So here as I told, the linear transformation, so here it is used for transforming one vector to another vector. That is, we'll be mapping one vector into the another vector, but we will be seeing that it is going to preserve the two properties. One is the scalar addition and another one is the multiplication. So here it has to retain, it has to satisfy the property of addition and the multiplication. So such transformation or such mapping, so that will be called as the linear transformation. So here in linear transformation we can perform the four types of the transforms for the matrices. So one is the stretching. So here you can see the first diagram. So here suppose if you have assume the point x and y, so it can be stretched to another point. Suppose if you change x and y to some different values. So here suppose if x is incremented by a small amount dx, then the new point will be x plus dx. Similarly, if y is incremented by dy, then the new point will be y plus dy. So here it will be stretched. And the second type of the transformation is the rotation. So here you can rotate the point which is located at x comma y to another location. So here suppose if you rotate this in the anti-clockwise direction, you can see that. So here it will be resulting in minus y comma x. And the third type of transformation is deflection. So here you can see, suppose if you deflect this, so it will look like the dotted line. And similarly, the second one, the fourth one is the projection. So here you can also find the projection for the linear transformation function. But the thing is, whatever the matrices we are going to consider, it cannot do every operation. So here some of the transformation function, they are not possible with the matrix AX. So for example, if we consider the origin, so we cannot able to move the origin. So it will be stick at the point itself. So here that cannot be changed here. So here that operation, it cannot be performed on the matrix. And also here, suppose if the point X goes to X transpose or x dash, then 2x it will be go to 2x dash. So here in general you can say that cx, that is c is nothing but some scalar quantity. So here as we have shown here 2x, so here 2 it is nothing but a cx. So here suppose if cx goes to cx dash, so here then we can write the matrix A of cx, it will be equal to c into A of x. And these are some of the important points that we need to remember. And similarly, A of x plus y, it will be equal to ax plus ay. And so here all these three, that is the origin, the movement of the origin, and the second and the third property, if all this transformation, whatever the transformation function we are going to apply, suppose if they obey these rules, then we can also call that as the linear transformation. So one thing is you need to check with the addition as well as the multiplication. Otherwise, you have to check these three properties, these three rules. So then also we can say that the transformation function or the mapping function, whatever you are going to apply, so that is nothing but the linear transformation function. So here on this will take some problem. So first we'll go with the orthonormal set. So here in the last class we have taken the matrix. So U is defined as 1, 2, 2, V is equal to 2 minus 2, 1, W is equal to 2, 1 minus 2. Then U, V, W are pairwise orthogonal vectors. That is, we have to prove whatever the vectors that is given U, V, W, whether they are forming the orthogonal vectors. So for this, so I'll just take up the notebook and I'll just show how to do it. So all of you can copy down this. So can you see the notebook here? ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ notebook?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here we'll just take up those problems. So here we have given U is equal to 1, 2, 2, V is equal to 2 minus 2, 1, and also they have given W is equal to 2, 1 minus 2. So, and we are asked to check whether this U, V, W, they are going to form a pairwise orthogonal vectors or not. So for that, so first we'll consider U and V, and these two vectors, suppose if we take the dot product, it should be equal to 0. So here I'll just perform. So U transpose V, because directly we cannot write UV because it is in the column wise. We cannot have the matrix multiplication. So here, as we know, if the matrix 3 cross 2, if U is of the matrix 3 cross 2 and V it is of the matrix 2 cross 3, then only we can able to perform the multiplication. So considering this concept in our mind, so here we'll just use the transformation function for any one of the matrix. So here I have taken U transpose V, so which is equal to, so here transposing this, so whatever the column elements will be there, so that will be shifted to the row, and V is 2 minus 2, 1. So now if we apply the matrix multiplication, so here you can see 1 into 2 is 2, plus 2 into minus 2 is minus 4, plus 2 into 1 is 2. So here it will be resulting in 0. So here U and V, they are orthogonal pairs. Similarly, you can consider V and W. So here for VW, we can use V transpose W. So here V transpose in the sense, so V elements are 2 minus 2, 1 in the column. So that will be written along the row wise. So 2 minus 2, 1, and W is 2, 1 minus 2. So here taking the matrix multiplication, so here it will give 2 into 2 is 4, plus minus 2 into 1 is minus 2, plus 1 into minus 2 is minus 2. So once again it is resulted in the value 0. Similarly, we have left with U and W. So here you can use W transpose U. So W transpose, when you transpose that, here we'll get the column elements in the row as 2, 1 minus 2 for W, and U elements are 1, 2, 2. So now performing the matrix multiplication, once again you can see that 2 into 1 is 2, plus 1 into 2 is 2, plus minus 2 into 2 is minus 4. Once again the value is 0. So here you can see that all the three vectors U, V, W, they are orthogonal pairs. So here you can write the answer as, so in bracket U comma U dot V is equal to 0, V dot W is equal to 0, and also W dot Q is equal to 0. So here you can say U, V, W vectors are pairwise orthogonal in the R cube space. So since three vectors are given, so it belongs to the space R3. And also here you can find the length of U, V, W vectors. So here the length of the U, it is obtained as magnitude of U, which is given by, which is calculated as, so all this calculation you need to know, because one more theorem you are going to get, in that you had to use this. So here it can be obtained as square root of u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square. So here u1, u2, u3, they are nothing but the elements within the matrix U. So here we have seen that U, it is given with the values 1, 2, 2. So here u1 represents 1, u2 represents 2, u3 represents 2. So here we can write this as square root of 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, plus 2 square is 4. That is nothing but root 9, which is equal to 3. So here the length of the matrix U is equal to 3. Similarly, can you get the length of matrix V and W? Tell me the answer. Length of V and W. By observing the matrix elements itself, you can make the calculation. Yes, what is the length? ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ length of V? 3. Yes, 3. So here in this problem, we have seen how to check whether the given vectors U, V, W are orthogonal pairs or not. Orthogonal pair haudu alla anta check madad nodidvi. So for that we have taken the dot product between the two vectors. And also we have seen how to calculate the length of the vectors U, V, W. And for the same orthogonal set of vectors U, V, W. So now let us see how to calculate the orthonormal set. So here we'll now see how to calculate orthonormal set. So for example, you can assume that as U1, V1, W1. So this orthonormal set, it has to be calculated for the vectors U, V, W. So here orthonormal set U1, so it is obtained by using the formula. So U by magnitude or length of the vector U. So in order to get the orthonormal set, so here we had to go with U1 is equal to U by length of the vector U. So here we know that U, it is nothing but the matrix element that is given. So that is 1, 2, 2. The elements of U, you can see previously. So here it is given as U is equal to 1, 2, 2. So here the same elements you are going to substitute that. So here in that, so divided by its length. So its length is how much? We have calculated that as 3. So now we can write the orthonormal set U1, that is each element within the matrix or within the set U, it has to be divided by 3. So here we can write this as 1 divided by 3, 2 divided by 3, 2 divided by 3. So this is the orthonormal set. Similarly, can you tell the orthonormal set V1 for the vector V? For the vector V, calculate the orthonormal set V1, which is obtained by V by magnitude of V divided by the length of the vector V. Calculate ಮಾಡಿ in ಬರುತ್ತೆ
2 by 3, 1 by 3.
Yes,
2 by 3 minus 2 by 3, 1 by 3.
yes. And similarly W1,
2 by 3, 1 by 3 minus 2 by 3.
just a minute. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So W1 is 2 by 3, 1 by 3 minus 2 by 3. Okay. So after getting U1, V1, W1, so here this is not yet over. So here further calculation is there. So here actually the orthonormal set orthonormal set, it is represented as U, that is length of orthonormal set U1. It is obtained by taking the square root of U1 transpose multiplied with U. Can you do this calculation? Now get the orthonormal set U1 or its length using the formula square root of U1 transpose U. Calculate ಮಾಡಿ U1 transpose. U1 ಗೆ ಏನು ಬಂದಿದೆ? So U1 we had 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 by 3. So whichever it is in the column, write that in the row wise 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 by 3, and U is 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 by 3. Multiply this and then take the square root. Solve ಮಾಡಿ answer ಹೇಳಿ. What is its length? Length ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? For the orthonormal set U1. Multiply ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕು.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಯು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 2 2 ಅಲ್ಲ?
No, here we are going to consider the length. What U ಅಲ್ಲ? No, U1 transpose into U1. Here just make this as U1. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ? Length of U1 is square root of U1 transpose into U1. Make that as U1. How much? 1 by 3 into 1 by 3 is 1 by 9, right? Plus 2 by 3 into 2 by 3 is 4 by 9. Plus 2 by 3 into 2 by 3 is 4 by 9. To the power 1 by 2. 1 taishto. And then take the LCM and solve it. So here LCM is 9. 1 plus 4 plus 4 to the power 1 by 2, which is equal to 9 by 9 to the power 1 by 2. That is nothing but 1. One answer 1 now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Similarly, get the length of V1 and W1 and check whether they are resulting in the value 1. Check the length of V1, length of W1. It has to be resulted in the value 1. Otherwise, whatever U1, V1, W1 we have calculated as the orthonormal set, they won't become orthonormal set of vectors. So for that, you have to get the magnitude for the orthonormal set as 1.
One ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
Yes, both the length of E1 and W1 is equal to 1. So here we can say that U1, V1, W1, they are going to form a orthonormal set for the given vectors U, V, W. This is the continuation of that problem. And also here as a continuation of the problem, so here we'll check the vectors U, V, W, whether they are going to form a basis as U, V, W vectors are linearly independent. That is, here we need to have the calculation XU plus YV plus ZW. So here we need to check whether these vectors U, V, W are linearly independent. Linearly independent in the sense, so here you have to check the solution, whether this equation it is solvable. So solvable in the sense, we have to check whether AX is equal to 0. So here get the rank of the matrix, and if after getting the rank of the matrix, then you can say whether the solution is existed or not. Suppose if the solution is existed, then we can say that U, V, W are linearly independent and they are going to form a basis. So here the question is, so we need to check whether UVW vectors are linearly independent vectors and whether they are going to form a basis. So basis form ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, linearly independent ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So for that we are going to consider the equation xu plus yv plus zw is equal to 0. So considering this equation, so here you can write x is a variable, keep as it is. What are the elements of u? Elements of u is 1, 2, 2, right? Plus y, v elements are 2 minus 2, 1. And z elements, z into w elements are 2, 1 minus 2. It is equal to 0, 0, 0. So now using this equation, get the expression, get three expressions in terms of x, y, z. So what might be the first expression?
X plus 2y plus 2z equals to 0.
Y plus 2z is equal to 0. Take this as equation 1. And next,
2x minus 2y plus z
is equal
equals to 0.
This is equation 2.
2x plus y minus 2z equals to 0.
Yes, this is equation 3. So now you have three equations. Now after getting these three equations, so now we can write it in the form of ax is equal to 0. So now write the three expressions in the form of ax is equal to 0. So what are the elements of a now and what are the elements of x? X is
1,
nothing
2,
but
2.
variables x, y, z. So here
1, 2, 2. 2 minus 2, 1.
and then
2, 1 minus 2.
yes, 2, 1 minus 2 into x, y, z, it must be equal to 0. So here it has to be solvable. So now we are going to apply some row reduced linear transformation function apply ಮಾಡಿ, elementary transformation function. So here we'll apply that function in order to check whether any one of the row is going to result in 0 or not. Because excluding the 0 row vector, we are going to identify the rank of a matrix, right? So here let us assume R2 minus 2R1 and R3 minus 2R1. So it results in what? X, Y, Z gain ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. So only for the matrix A, apply the transformation and see what elements you are going to get. 1, 2, 2, it will remain same. In the second row, it will give 0 minus 6 minus 3 and 0 minus 3 minus 6 into x, y, z is equal to 0, 0, 0. So still any one row is not 0. So let us now apply R3 minus 1 by 2 R2. ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 1, 2, 2 remains same. 0 minus 6 minus 3 remains same. Now the third row becomes 0, 0 minus 9 by 2. So only this much we can do. Further, even if you apply the function, any operation, so it will not result in the value 0. So ಯಾವುದು row 0 ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So here how many non-zero rows are there? 3 non-zero rows are there. So since 3 non-zero rows are there, so here we can write that the rank of the given matrix A, it is equal to 3. So which is also equal to number of unknowns. So how many unknowns are there? 3 unknowns. So x, y, z. So here since the rank of the matrix A is equal to number of unknowns, so here we can say that there exists a unique solution. So ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ previous class I have told that. So here suppose if the rank of the matrix, if it is equal to number of unknowns, so then it will be having a unique solution. Suppose if the rank of the matrix, if it is less than number of unknowns, so obviously solution exists, but infinite number of solutions will be available. So like that, for no solution also one condition was told, right? So you have to remember all those conditions while solving the problem. So here since the rank of the matrix, it is equal to number of unknowns. So here we can say that there exists a unique solution. So here the solution may be x, y, z is equal to 0. You can verify that. And so here we can say that u, v, w, they are nothing but the linearly independent vectors, and they are going to form a basis. So here the basis are nothing but 1, 2, 2, 0, minus 6, minus 3, 0, 0, minus 9 by 2. So these row elements are, you can take the column elements also, they are going to form a basis. So since we have written all the elements in the in which form? So column wise, you can consider the column elements, individual column elements as the basis. And so here you can make the statement that U1, V1, W1, they are the orthonormal set of vectors and linearly independent, and they are going to form a basis. As we have obtained UVW as linearly independent, and they are going to form a basis. UVW, our linearly independent, and they are going to form a basis ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಆರ್ಥೋನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಏನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ U1, V1, W1. So obviously by default they will also become the orthonormal set of vectors, and they are also linearly independent. So here this is with respect to the orthonormal, and next we'll take some one or two problems on the linear transformation. Yes, here in this, take the question, what linear transformation takes x1 and x2 to ax1 and ax2? So here x1, it is given as 1, 0. So when it is transformed, it goes to ax1 with the elements 2, 3, 4. x2, it is given with the element 0, 1. So when it is applied with the linear transformation, it goes to ax2 with 4, 6, 8 as the elements of ax2. So here we have to identify what is the linear transformation that is required. So here logically we are going to think and we are going to answer for this. So here we have given x1 and x2. So that has to be transformed to 2, 3, 4 and 4, 6, 8. So now let us consider ax1, which is given as 2, 3, 4. But x1, it is given as 1, 0. So here since we have a into x1, so here we can write a multiplied with 1, 0, it has to be resulted in the value 2, 3, 4. So here if you observe on LHS as well as RHS, so here you can see that, so here x1, it is of the order 2 into 1, whereas whatever the right hand side we have, so it is of the order 3 cross 1. So here the size of A, obviously it must be equal to how much? So logically you need to apply. So here the net result, it should be 3 cross 1 antandre. If you take A as 3 cross 2, so 3 cross 2, you will 3 cross 2 baradre enagutte 2, 2 common barutte. So 3 cross 1 you will be getting as a result. Just show in the notebook. Just one explanation I'll just give. So this is not so here A and x is 0, 1, and it has resulted in 2, 3, 4, right? So here it is of the order 3 cross 1 and it is of the order 2 cross 1. So here we need to identify. So ax1 answer barbekandre what is the matrix size. So here suppose if you consider this as 3 cross 2. So here then only, so here you can see that 2, 2. So excluding this, when you multiply this, it will be resulting in 3 cross 1. So like that you need to identify. So here similarly you can consider ax2 also. So here you can mention that size of A, it must be 3 cross 2, and so that when we have the matrix multiplication of ax1, it will give the first column 2, 3, 4 of the matrix A. And similarly when you consider ax2, so here ax2, so A is we don't know. So here x2 is 0, 1. When it is applied, when it is multiplied, it has to be resulted in 4, 6, 8, which is of the size 3 cross 1. So in order to get 3 cross 1, once again, whatever the A we have, so that should be of the order 3 cross 2. So here you can see that when you simply if you want to consider the matrix A, so as I told, it has to be with the matrix 3 cross 2. So here we can write the element as 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 8. So here this is the first column elements which is taken from here, and this is the second column element which is taken from AX2. So here we can observe that it is of the order 3 cross 2. So here this is the simple answer, but the thing is you need to write what you should know what to write for this question. So what linear transformation takes x1, x2 to ax1, ax2? So here you need to identify the size of the matrix A and its elements. That's it. And the next one is find the differentiation matrix for the polynomial of degree 3. So here we have to identify the differentiation matrix for this. So here the polynomial of degree 3 for this basis vectors, we can write P1 as 1, that is nothing but t to the power 0. P2 is equal to t, P3 is equal to t square, P4 is equal to t to the power 3. So since we are asked for polynomial of degree 3, so here we will be considering up to t to the power 3. So now basis for P, so here we are going to identify the differentiation for P1, P2, P3, P4. So here the differentiation of P1 with respect to t, that is dP1 by dt, it is equal to 0. And similarly, the differentiation of P2, so it is equal to 1. So here the differentiation of t with respect to t is 1. Similarly, the differentiation of P3, which is equal to t square. So t square differentiate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ 2t, right? Similarly, the differentiation of T3, so with respect to t is 3t square. So here once you get the differentiation or the derivatives of the 4 basis vectors P1, P2, P3, P4. So now you can write the coordinate vectors for the basis. So only for the basis we are going to write. So for P1, so since it is consisting of only 1, so here we can write the coordinate as 1, 0, 0, 0. So here 1 is nothing for first element, and the remaining coordinate values will be 0. Similarly for P2, so here P2 is equal to, it is consisting of only t. So here you can write the coordinate vectors as 0, 1, 0, 0. Similarly for P3, since it consists of only t square, so in place of t square, we are going to make it as 1 and the other elements as 0. And similarly for P4, since it consisting of only t3, so here t to the power 0 is 0, t to the power 1 is 0, t to the power 2 is also 0. So making all these elements as 0, the t3 as 1, so you will be getting the coordinate vectors. I'll just repeat this. So here we are given the problem to calculate the differentiation matrix for the polynomial of degree 3. So when the problem is given like this, first we need to write the polynomial basis vector, that is P1, P2, P3, P4 equation barcode in terms of t. In general, we are taken. So P1 is nothing but t to the power 0, t to the power 0 is nothing but 1. And P2 is t to the power 1, P3 is t to the power 2, P4 is t to the power 3. So here having these basis vectors P1, P2, P3, P4. So now in the next step, we just calculate the derivative of 4 basis vectors with the function d by dt as it is a differentiation. So here we can write AP1 is equal to 0. A is nothing but a matrix. So here P1 differentiate with respect to t. Since P1 is 1, as it is a constant, the differentiation of constant with respect to t is 0. Similarly, P2 differentiate 1 barutte, P3 2t, and P3 differentiate 3t square. So after this step, the next step is you need to write the coordinate vectors for the basis. P1, P2, P3, P4 ಗೆ coordinate vectors equations ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಥವಾ elements ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So here t to the power 0, in t to the power 0 place we will be having 1 because P1 it is given only with the value 1, and t to the power 1, t to the power 2, t to the power 3, those elements are not present in P1. So here we are going to make all these elements as 0. Similarly, when you come to P2, so here it is consisting of only t to the power 1. No t to the power 0, no t square, no t cube. So here make all these elements as 0. So similarly, we have written for P3 and P4. So after all this step, now we can go for writing the differentiation matrix. So here the differentiation matrix. So here for the first for the first element, for the first row elements of the matrix A. So here you can go with 0, 1, 0, 0, and then we have 2 here, and also here we have the coefficient 3. So considering that, so here we can write the matrix elements or the row elements as 0, 0, 2, 0 and 0, 0, 0, 3 and all zeros. So here I'll just explain this once again, how to write this differentiation matrix in the next class, along with some more problems. Thank you. All of you can leave the meeting. Join for the next class.